All right, family. I got my man Cerebral Aptitude in the building today, man. How's everything going with you today, brother?
Good. Just sitting here working at the shop.
Excellent, excellent. So I always like to start off my interviews by asking, how many countries have you been to so far?
I think 18 or 19. I know,
Okay.
when you travel a lot, I at least tend to forget one or two.
And what would you say is like your favorite
Oh,
couple of countries?
my favorite countries, my favorite country, period, is Japan. I'm not gonna even perpetrate a fraud. I mean, I've been there once during a family vacation for 2 weeks when I was married to my second wife. I went out there on my own after the divorce. And if I do go anywhere else outside of Thailand, Japan will be where I move. But I have to say that's probably not going to happen because they do not have a retirement visa.
Japan doesn't have a retirement visa. Oh, wow.
That's
Okay.
why a lot of people think, what?
So how do people stay out there for a long
How
time?
I researched it, I mean, there's a lot of country jumping. There are military guys who manage it when they get some sort of embassy approval. But if I went, regardless of the money, I mean, if you put, most countries don't have a retirement visa as it is. People think, oh, we can go anywhere. No, you can't. There's a dozen countries don't allow for a retirement visa. Like Vietnam, people going there, and those are people who say, oh, Vietnam's a place. Retirement visa is nil in Vietnam. People will jump from Thailand to there because they have to leave now for, 3 to 6 months or a year. So they'll find places where they can, jump off out of Thailand. But yeah, there's not many countries. Not many Asian countries.
Okay, so I want to jump right into it, man. You had mentioned this on one of my lives, man, that you left the United States with 800 grand. All right, I know guys want to know, how did you achieve that amount of money with the investments or savings?
800,000 was, the majority of it was in, I'd say 50% was investing. The other half was the selling of my house. I stated that on the last two videos I made on my channel, Cerebral Aptitude, and I knew it wouldn't get in that many hits because people just want. I stated how to make $100,000 a year with working 2 hours a day, 2 to 3 days a week. People they just won't gravitate to making money. They say they want to make money. They say they want to make 100 grand. There's many ways to make. There's ways I will never put how to make $100,000 a year if I hadn't did it myself.
Okay.
Never.
Okay, because in this community, it's a lot of guys that's trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure out how to retire early, how to lead estates, how to generate some type of online income. What would you suggest? What did you do?
What I did, I started investing 20 years ago. Well, actually, 2008, actually, when the market crashed and where I made a lot of my money is when Citibank was going to, when they filed bankruptcy, and they didn't know if they were going to come out of bankruptcy. And the stock at that time was $1.50 a share. So I gambled, me and my wife at that time, our whole life savings at that time, which was 40 grand. And so I just said, you know what? I'm gonna throw 35,000 at it and see what happens. I mean, I don't know what it is today. I'm sure he'll put it up there. I'll put it on my channel. But it's made us our first 200,000 right then and there, period. Because they didn't go bankrupt. They filed bankruptcy, but they, Citibank's still up and, around today. But other than that, I still invest. And I know the investments you're going to ask me later, which, that gets me heated that people invest in, which is the crypto. And now I'm going to be a hypocrite here. I invest in crypto. Nothing that's going to make me bankrupt. XRP, that's for FOMO, fear of missing out. I had a little bit of Bitcoin. I bought it when it was 25,000, and I didn't sell my Bitcoin until I got to Thailand, to be honest. When it hit 6 figures, I sold it. I sold mine. I mean, I didn't make that much off of it. I didn't buy a whole token, a whole coin. But I made, I want to say I made 50 grand. Maybe 42 grand is what I made.
Okay.
Like that. But
So I mean, that's pretty good for crypto.
Yeah, but it's one thing that I can't tell people. I don't feel comfortable telling people to invest in. That's because what other things I invest in. What I invest in isn't sexy. It's a slow roll. I'm into the indexes, the ETF. Something. If you put in 100 grand, you only make 10 grand a year. Something that's safe. That's just me. SCHD. I'm not telling you guys to do that. All right. I'm not giving you financial advice. That's what I did.